Hello everybody, this is Sebastian Furtado and welcome to my channel. Today I will be talking about a perfume that's very dear to me. Like, pretty much all my perfumes are very dear to me. But it also comes from a brand that's very special to me because it shares a similar vibe to Guerlain, which is very much, it has a very close connection to my personality as well. Lubin. Lubin is also a historical perfume brand since the 1700s as well. And the perfume I will be talking about, as you know already because you've read, it's Nuit de Longchamp by Lubin. But before I go on with the perfume, I'll be read a little bit about the house, the perfume house. It's from their own website, lubin.eu, which is lubin.eu, and it has a brief introduction of himself, the founder of the company, Pierre-François Lubin, and it says here, after the revolution, Lubin opened his boutique in 1798. Its name, Au Bouquet de Roses, was a discreet tribute to the Queen, who had by then met with her tragic fate. The creations of the young perfumer were appreciated by the first dandies who emerged after the turmoil of the French Revolution. Known as Les Incroyables, or the Incredibles, while their beautiful, extravagant companions were referred to as Le Merveilleux or the Marvelous, they were the first trendsetters. Their extravagant way of life soon became the symbol of new Parisian savoir-vivre. So, yeah. So it's a brand from 1798. A lot has happened. It suffered, like everything else, during the Second World War and First World War. It came to a point that the brand itself had pretty much died. It wasn't active for some time. It was bought by a German group at one point where it was completely inactive, and then it was purchased by someone else. I cannot remember his name, but I will talk about the brand in a bit more insightful way on another video. And then there's the new owner, which is the owner that bought from the German group, who decided to bring this perfume house back to life. And I'm really glad he did, because it has wonderful perfumes, and the perfumes they're putting out today are also just as beautiful. Some of them don't capture the image of the brand to me that much, meaning Anna and Eva. They were the first two releases of a collection that they have, a new collection, Portraits of Women, something like that. They have 3 in that collection currently: Anna, Eva, and Magda. And yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful house. It's also very rich in history, and it's very much worth being looked at. And if you can smell their perfumes, I would really recommend, especially if you're into classics. So here we have Nuit de Longchamp. This is the modern edition of it. And this is a bottle I have, which is still quite full actually. I believe this is from the 1960s and 70s. I don't know exactly. I don't have the box for it, nor I see a batch number so I could check, but it doesn't matter. And it's a beautiful, cute bottle. And yeah, Tuile du Jour is all over it, and it's glass, white glass. And this is not eau de parfum. This is eau de toilette, called toilet water. My guess is this was bottled in United States back in the 60s or 70s, because it says toilet water, Paris, New York. But it says actually made in France. Yes, all the perfumes were made in France. from that belonged to French companies, but some companies would bottle them overseas for various reasons to avoid waste with leaking, taxes, I don't know, various reasons. But today, this is what they sell. So if you go to a store that has Lubin, this is what you're going to smell. This is the current bottle. I love this bottle. It's Amphora. And Lubin actually, on their website, where it talks about the history, it will talk about the perfume a little bit. It's right here on the bottom here. The next 30 years were the golden age for Lubin in the US until the Great Depression in 1929. The American subsidiary, which had been outselling its head office in France, had to close up shop in 1930. But the distribution in the US was secured by a new representative agent. Despite the tough economic climate, Nuit de Longchamp launched in 1937, a timeless perfume evoking the nightly splendor of a wide-flowered garden. Nuit de Longchamp met an incredible success in the USA. Its opulent scent would enchant many parties in Hollywood or in the Hamptons. So, my guess is this was the original bottle, but this was probably a special edition, more like an extract of parfum, and this was the original eau de parfum bottle. Yeah, it's a very classic perfume. It's quite beautiful. But now let's spray. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I haven't worn this in a few months. I'm coming back to it now. You can see how much I've worn though. I really love this perfume. And it's very spicy, but not in heavy way. It's I get cardamom in here, but a cold cardamom. And lots of aldehydes. Something slightly woody. Oh, every time I wear this perfume, I fall in love deeper with it. It's really, really wonderful. It's very classic. The thing is, if you're not into Chanel No. 5, if you're not into Calèche by Hermès, if you're not into Arpège by Lanvin, you wouldn't care for this. Probably not, because it's in the same family. But I love it, like, because I enjoy all of those that I just mentioned. A lot of people compare this to Arpège by Lanvin. They say that this smells very close to what the original Arpège smelled like. I don't know, because I don't have a bottle of the original Arpège. But even if I were to compare, I couldn't, because an original bottle of Arpège would be very old today, and this is not very old, so I would not be able to compare it to a fresh new bottle of Arpège, because I've talked about this previously. Time does its thing to everything, so nothing stays the same. Time changes everything, so it's very fresh and powdery and spicy, slightly woody and soapy, very soapy and floral. So it's this big bouquet of classiness. It's just wonderful. To me, I had to, Arpège, Nuit de Longchamp evokes this feeling of this kind of silk. and it's silky like this. You know, it feels like this. It feels soft as I forgot to call this silk, but yes, it's soft as this, yet it's bold. You know, I scarf that I actually say, okay, if this perfume had a scent, it would be this. If this scarf had a scent, you know what I mean. It would be Nuit de Longchamp, or if Nuit de Longchamp was a scarf, this would be it. This is The Kiss by Gustav Klimt, and in this gorgeous, delicious silk, and the colors very much evoke this perfume, Nuit de Longchamp, and the feeling of it too. So it has all these beautiful, bright, bold colors, and also the painting itself. You know, the feeling it evokes, it feels very much like the perfume. It's strong and potent and powerful, yet it's subtle and soft and delicate at the same time. With all this powderiness and soapiness and delicate white flowers, but it has the backbones of the spices and then the wood. Oh, let's see what Fragrantica has to say here. Oh, actually, no, not Fragrantica, but there is a website that says lubinperfumes.blogspot.com. That has a lot of information about this perfume. And from Lubin, what Lubin says about their own perfume. Nuit de Longchamp has graced the shoulders of elegant women since 1934, like a magnificent garden of wildflowers blooming in the twilight. From the African shores of the Mediterranean and the Ottoman gardens, only the most precious flowers and balsams are used. Fragrance composition. So what does it smell like? It was originally classified as an aldehydic floral chypre fragrance for women with dominant notes of heady jasmine, rose and lilacs of woody sandalwood base. So the top notes are supposed to be aldehydes, bergamot, lilac, violet, and clove. I don't get a lot of clove here. But it does have something sweet. Maybe it is from the clove spice. I don't know. Middle notes: jasmine, rose, heliotrope, iris, cinnamon. Maybe it's the cinnamon mixed with cardamom and nutmeg, patchouli. Base notes: ambergris, benzoin, musk, vanilla, labdanum, tonka bean, sandalwood, and oak moss. I don't get the oak moss either. Maybe later. But yes, I don't detect actually notes by themselves here, because it's so perfectly stitched together that it's very hard to pull apart the notes, because it's just like a very beautiful classic composition that's extremely well balanced and classy. Wearing it this time after not wearing it for at least 3 months, I would say, I detect more sweetness than I did before. But it's sweetness in a kind of spice, you know, kind of in the cinnamon, nutmeg kind of sweetness, not anything sugary. It's nothing sweet and like sugary or gourmand in this perfume. It's a very floral, spicy, woody, classic, wonderful creation. The vintage eau de toilette, this is from the 60s or 70s, as I have mentioned. It smells similar to this, but the top notes are off, because first it's a very light composition, and the top notes have gone a little bit bad, but they dissipate actually quite fast. It has a vinegarish opening, but that strong vinegarish vibe fades away very fast. It's my guess is it's the citrus notes that have gone bad and evaporates very fast, and then it starts leaving, not leaving, but starts smelling like this, and then in the 10 minutes after that. So yes, this has been my take on Nuit de Longchamp by Lubin. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider giving a thumb up. Consider following me if you enjoy my content. And if you do follow, click that notification bell so you will be notified of my future videos. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And thank you for your time. Thank you for spending time with me. And yeah, the world does need more beauty lovers. Bye.